Well, there was also Cyborg did agree to fight Amanda Nunes July 7th. That's a great fight.
Yes.
Hopefully that will happen. The UFC has not made an announcement, but Dana said he'd like to see it. And Demetrius said he is healing up for the potential TJ super fight. And look, John Kavanagh, he said he cannot see it. He can't see not happening this year.
What?
He means he thinks it's going to happen between Conor and Khabib. I think Conor striking with his submission game as well, I thought there was a misprint, would cause problems. But long story short, within 2 rounds, I think Conor would knock him out. I think it'd be a bit like Eddie Alvarez fight, and he was stopped in the second. No, I don't think that's quite like the Eddie Alvarez fight. By the way, everyone now is looking past Tony Ferguson.
I was about to say the same thing.
You motherfuckers
kind of fucking rude.
You are dooming Khabib to get knocked the fuck out.
Right.
Don't think that Tony Ferguson cannot knock Khabib out.
For sure. Or submit it. I think that's the thing that people are really looking past. If you got to assume Khabib's going to be able to take him down at some point.
Sure.
But Tony's unbelievably active off his back. He's
Khabib is, I think, heavier and stronger, or at least stronger than he's probably used to. And I think everyone says he's stronger than they're used to. Or than you think,
right.
But he could knock him out, or he could submit him. But everyone's automatically looking past Ferguson. That's a mistake.
Well, let me tell you, Ferguson seems very, very confident, and that's very important. And I keep looking at that Kevin Lee fight, and that makes me really concerned
for him,
for Tony.
Yeah,
because Kevin Lee got mounted. But I think Kevin Lee's quite the stud.
Yeah, he is.
So it's not like, just Kevin Lee did it. I think Kevin Lee, because of the way it ended, people were like, he's not even in the running.
But he's not Khabib, though. He's not,
Well, I mean, that's the thing. I mean, if he did achieve that, there was that crucial mount position. How did that round end with him mounted? I have to remember that.
I don't know. I'd have to go
I'm
back
trying to remember that. I think that he was mounted for a little bit. And Tony, Khabib is just, oh, my God, he's just such an animal. I mean, this guy might go down as one of the best ever. The guy's undefeated still. I mean, that alone.
Yeah.
And look at the guys who he's fought, Jimmy. He's fought. Look at the names. Look what he did to RDA.
Yeah.
Look, you could just look what he just did to Edson. Not only the way he did it, but the fact that he's able to talk in there, and that shows you how calm the kid he was. How old was he when he was wrestling bears?
6.
What? No, Jimmy. This guy is something special, and damn, do I love his fucking Kimuras.
Do you enjoy watching him?
Oh, Jimmy. I'll tell you, Jimmy. And I enjoyed some of the fights the other night. We have to delve into that soon. I know we're pacing ourselves.
Well, why don't we just say, why don't we talk about DC and Stipe, and then we'll get into the fights.
Well, we got them coming up. We got Stipe is calling in today. We just had him on, but this is a huge...
Well, are we going to talk about what's going down with him now, or do you want to wait until we get closer?
Well, whatever you want to do, but I figure we mentioned it. I mean, it's such a big...
He's fighting DC, and they're both hosting the Ultimate
Fighter.
And
when is the fight? Is that
July 7th?
Yeah, UFC 226 is the July 7th card.
And we'll talk about it when he's on air, but...
Word is bond.
I'm going to leave you with some good...
Farts?
Are we going to discuss the...
I don't want to talk about... You want to talk about Eric Koch versus Bobby Green?
Yeah, man. That was a good freaking fight.
It certainly was a good fight.
I was just watching that this morning, actually.
Didn't Koch start southpaw early?
Yes, that was smart.
Yeah.
To take away the kick? Is that what you're talking about?
Well, I think he gave him 2 different... There was the point Cruz made, which was smart. He was giving him 2 different... two different things to time out and to pace. Now, the first round is different than the second round.
And there was good exchanges in position on the floor, and... I'll tell you, man, it really I'm trying to think. The rounds are blending into each other.
First round, he went for an arm triangle and he lost it when he went to take his back.
You're talking about
Koch.
Yes,
on Green.
And but wait a second. So this is it came back to me like a fucking out of nowhere. He had to survive some bad positions, and I'll tell you, Bobby Green had to be in phenomenal shape.
Yep.
Because Koch had him in the beginning, and he had him as his from mount to fucking back with the hooks, and he made him work to get out, threatening the whole time. So to do that, and then to come back and fight hard and get that second round, he won that second round, Bobby, I believe. And then it came down pretty much that third round where there was some very good exchanges too on the floor, and by a well placed oompa when Bobby Green was looking to mount. Koch. And Koch did a perfect oompa, and Bobby lost his base.
What's an oompa?
I'm sorry. It's like a trap and roll, like a reversal. So he was going to go to mount him. As he mounted, he did like a bridge and roll at the same time. So he's bringing that knee across. I'm laying flat. So as he goes to do it, I bridge, and then the guy
because he's a millisecond off balance because he's coming over you.
He kind of. It's like he lowered his sword for a second.
See, I don't call it the oompa. I call it the bridge and roll.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Oompa! But I love those. I get well-placed reversals with that shit, too.
Well, you enjoy doing that off your back?
Oh, yeah. There's a lot of stuff I want. Don't let me forget about the Dober off his back, too. We got to talk about that fight soon. I have to talk about that fight.
Sure. Talk about it in a minute. It's Drew Dober against Frank Camacho. It's an amazing fight.
Are we done with the other one?
Well, I want to say this. I want to ask about it. This was a unanimous, and so was Drew Dober Camacho. The judging in some of these was questionable at best.
We're going to talk about that.
Was fucking horrendous at worst. Some of the judging was very bad.
I want to see. Give me for instance with that.
One of the 30-27s. There was a couple of 30-27s.
Yeah.
I'm like, who the fuck saw that 30-27?
Right.
And I don't remember I should have written them down, but I remember there was a couple of 30-27s in the ultimate
But by the way, great fight by both Eric Coach and Bobby Green. I thought that was I enjoyed that fight. It was a very competitive fight, and like Dominic Cruz said, they were both. I like the way they go to the body, then to the head. Intelligent. The whole the exchanges on the floor. I enjoyed that fight. I do agree with the decision. I thought Bobby Green did enough.
Someone giving a 30-27 to Ji-Young Kim, I thought was a terrible.
Right. Yeah, that was.
I think Justine Kish didn't win any rounds. I thought she won a round.
Oh yeah.
That was close but uneventful. That fight.
It was, and so was Marcos Lima. Even though Marcos clearly dominated, that's a 30-27 fight.
That was a little weird. Like in other words, what's up with that ref? Like you let them work the whole round up against the cage, and then they're on the floor for not even 20 seconds. Dude, what are you? Why don't you break them up on the cage?
On the cage, nothing was happening.
And then they finally get to the floor, and I'm saying not even 30 seconds.
Dude, I agree.
You have to give them a little bit of time to set some shit up. Otherwise, the guy could just, I'm holding, not 20 seconds, all right, stand this up. I can understand if nothing's happening. You know,
I'm sorry, Jimmy. Do you think some of this is because the rules are not unified yet? It's like
it is a mess.
Not to make an excuse, but
no, but standing somebody up at a bad time is one thing, and then the couple of and again, I should write them down because I write my notes and my memory's so bad. But I didn't write the 30-27s down, but I was stunned. That one especially giving her a 30-27, I thought was shocking.
The Ji-Young Kim one you're saying,
yeah.
Which other one are we talking about?
There was another one, too. There's a couple of 30-27s. I even asked Chris before, was it the same judge giving 30-27s?
Well, I looked. It was Steve Elliott gave a 30-27 to Kim in that fight, and then 30-27 he had at Bermudez over
right?
Feely. Yeah, which, I don't know. You can make more of an argument, I think, Bermudez than...
Yeah, I mean, that may be a 29-28. I don't know. Again, I'm harping on stuff. I think when it's like that, I mean, these, when it's a split decision, it matters a lot. There was a split decision, too.
Yeah.
What was the split
Well, that was the
decision?
Andre Feely-Dennis Bermudez fight.
Oh, that was split. Right, okay.
Yeah.
You were talking about... So was Kish Kim.
Oh, that's right.
Decision.
That's right, yeah. And then you wanted to talk about Mirsad Bektic, Godofredo Pepe also, you mentioned.
Well, I mean, what is there to talk about?
That was the body
fucking
fight.
beautiful body pump.
Yeah.
That was the liver, the solar plexus. Is that the same? The solar plexus is more in the middle, or is that the liver?
Yeah. The solar plexus is like in between your ribs.
This was the first round?
Yes.
I want to
Wait, was it the second round? Hold on. I got it written down.
No, it was the first round.
Okay. Yeah. That solar plexus shot. Was it solar plexus or the liver? I thought the liver was more on the right. Am I incorrect?
Yeah, the liver's under the ribs. This was like more to like the center.
Okay,
of the
so
chest.
they called it a liver shot, but I thought that was an incorrect call. I thought it was a solar plexus.
Afterwards, Cruz said he was like, "Oh, now that I'm seeing the replay, it's actually more like the solar plexus."
Oh, I didn't hear
He
that.
actually
Okay.
went back on.
I did not hear it.
Yeah,
that's
just
huge,
knocked the wind out of
That's
him.
nice.
Beautiful
that
punch.
you could do. Some guys can take a bat to the head. They're not taking shots to the body.
Well, he's one of these guys. This Bektic's one of these fucking body shot. You know what I mean? Just throw
awesome.
combination guys.
I love that.
And Pepe is just such a showman, putting 100% in every punch. And he's fun to watch, and like that's what does him in too.
Yep.
But it's very rare you see a guy curl up like that. You don't see that's how I react when I get hit. You don't see many fighters get hit in the solar plexus that perfectly and then just curl up and go. Like that was basically him going, "I'm done."
Right.
You can't fight when you're hitting the solar plexus.
The body just shuts down.
It did shut down.
Now, are we going to do our picks?
Let's do Drew. Do you want to talk about Drew Dober off his back? Let's talk. Camacho gassed a couple of times.
Now, what do you guys think of that fight? And what do you think of? Now, let me ask you something.
I thought Dober won.
I thought Dober won also. You know who didn't think Dober won?
Who?
Dominic Cruz.
Did he really? What?
Oh, holy, what is it? Holy bias commentary, Batman.
Him and Camacho.
Well,
He's
this is
trained
the
with
deal.
them, yeah.
I watched
Okay.
that thing and I watched it twice.
Okay.
Because I thought maybe I'm being... Because Dominic's my buddy. I hang with Dominic
Yeah,
sometimes.
yeah.
I like Dominic. And I think he's extremely intelligent. He knows what he's watching.
He's a great
I
fight
enjoy
analysis.
watching him because he'll call out some things that I'll be like, oh, look at that. That's right on the money. And it makes me smile.
Sure.
But in this fight, and it's not a bad... Listen, I couldn't do it. I'd be biased as fuck.
Sure.
He was definitely... I could tell he was doing his best to be unbiased.
Sure.
Like he would say what Dober's doing correct sometimes. And then he would also say that he's looking, now he's looking fresher. But then, there's certain points in this fight where Dober's landing a two-piece on him or he's cracking him. And, this is what Camacho wants. He could take that all day long. That's
he
great.
did say that a lot.
He could
Yeah.
take that all day long, but he's still getting punched in the fucking face.
He said, yeah.
And not coming back. There's times where he did come back, but he's like, oh, look at that. He came back after that because he could take it. And this is what he wants. He wants to get... Really? Does he really want to fucking just keep getting hit in the face? Because Dober's there. Dober probably wants that too. At least they're on the same
on the same
they're
page.
both on the same-
Did both of these